Hey, how's what's everyone? Not just your average Joe. So, Generals of Muspell coming out, and this is super super exciting. I'm super hyped for this banner. We're just gonna get right into it. So the thing that's really epic, I think, out of all the skills of, hold on.
The name's Hellbit. Remember
Love the voice. I'm kind of curious who the voice actor is. So, I'm gonna assume it's by Leicester, and it's probably one of the best buffs you can give. But the only thing is it only happens in odd number turns. But this is very good for blade users. This is also really good with Levitin. It's really interesting like how people are gonna run him. If you saw his stats, he's a defensive freak. He's slow, and that might be his only issue. Well, he has a decent attack. He has okay HP, so he's gonna be really hard to kill. However, he's not an armored unit, at least from what I remember. So I think that's a benefit because then he'd be annoying with vengeful fighter or bolt fighter. So G dual infantry is really useful because it's basically giving you a chance to use units on your arena team that have have low BST. So like units from the beginning of the game, and you want to use them, but you're like, oh, no low BST. This gives you a chance to redeem that unit, I guess. So I think this is specifically for green infantry. I mean, I don't know if it's infantry in general or just green infantry. I'm not entirely sure who's affected. But we'll see. At any rate, it will be probably green infantry. I don't know if it's specific to axe. It could be towards mages as well. So he has guard, which is actually not too bad on him as a B skill, and infantry pulse, which makes sense because he has a good HP stat. Um,
out of my way,
he's gonna be a very interesting unit. Out of the three, I think
Is that of my blade? I am levitating.
Out of the three, I think Levitin might be the most underwhelming to me personally because I find blade effects are better off as ranged weapons. I don't know because like if you're a blade tone user, you want to hit hard and you want to survive. So like taking a hit's not exactly what you want to do, and then you'd have to use desperation, but you don't want to have the attack defense link makes perfect sense. It's kind of like how Odin has moved up in tier rankings because specifically because his tome has like built-in power boosters so for him to get like buffs and also a little bit of higher stack stat. So she can get plus what's this one. On her odd turn, she'll have plus 18, and then plus attacks, it's like another 6. So, like, and I think that she's probably better with the distant counter effect than she is with Fury 3, but that's my personal opinion. It's not really fast enough, 31 speed, but, it's how it is. She's very good for just, like, a very strong one hit. Daytime users tend to be better off as, like, player face units, but I could see her being pretty, like if you give her precision with an attack defense link, she could be pretty deadly. This one,
I am Lake Yarn. Levitane is my younger sister.
I personally believe that she's the best one out of the three, and our dual flying three. This is probably only for, I don't know if it's red sword unit or red flying units in general, but this will give like a rise to like because it's the stats are treated as 170, but doesn't mean they have 170 stat. So like, I'm thinking of like Pala. She might be a little bit underwhelming. I mean, Alincia, it would be good to have her as a 170 base stat. Maybe Noe. I'm not sure if Noe will fit into that category. I don't really know how it's gonna work. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Chill attack 3 is not too bad. Distant guard, it's alright. And it's really her personal weapon where she increases 50%. Depending on the bonuses of the unit, she gets 50% of that. It can be super useful depending on the armor unit you're facing, because I find a lot of armored units run Hone and Fortify. Many run Ward and Gold as well, but in the case of because like it's added to her stats, like all 4 of her stats. It's not just like if you read it. Sweep adds 50% of total bonuses on foes to units, all 4 stats during combat. Like that's pretty rigged. So like, super excited. I don't know how the story is. I actually want to chronologize the story. At any rate, that's gonna be everything. Thank you for watching. Later days.